I'm a Spider-Man, me, haha.
WTF! WTF!
Wha-bam! Hello, I'm Nikki Bella from Cultaholic.com. You are my sexual wank pheasants. Buy this here shirt from Cultaholic.com/shop. And welcome to all of the WTF moments from last night's SmackDown Live. A SmackDown Live that had its moments. Charlotte Flair versus Sonya Deville, R-Truth versus Almas, the Samoa Joe promo, and the main event segment. They were all tickety-boo, while the rest of the show was just a massive old meh. Now then, young person holding that sign, unless of course you're talking about the absolute pinnacle of humanity competing and training to get a place on the best 1990s game show that had a pissing terrible reboot in the mid-noughties, by the way. Ian Wright is a numpty, pass it on. I think you're wrong. Gladiators Academy of Lafayette, which I think that sounds in reference to Brock Lesnar says about you, pish. That's a direct quote from the beast himself. Brock Lesnar is of course petrified of wolf and lightning though, pass that on. So Jeff Hardy's weird, isn't he? So after spouting a load of bollocks that belonged in a really upmarket posh novel, I don't know, Jeff Hardy was talking about cleansing a demon from his recent past in Shinsuke Nakamura before Jeff Hardy himself was gonna go straight to hell. I tell you what though, that there picture of Uncle Dave Meltzer in this sexual wank pheasant has taken straight to hell, absolutely pissing global, hasn't it? The one question of course, Jeff Hardy, who sent you down straight to hell? I reckon it was Randy Orton, the penis fondler.
Yep, I wrong. Yep, I wrong.
Kicking things off with Byron Saxon today, we have the moment where he claimed that Jeff Hardy just has to beat Shinsuke Cultaholic on last night's SmackDown Live, because if he doesn't, as if it's some sort of stipulation, he can't go out to Hell in a Cell on Sunday to face Randy Orton, the penis fondler. First of all, Byron, Jeff Hardy didn't really say that, did he, Byron? And if he did, Byron, he would be talking absolute bollocks, wouldn't he, Byron? Win, lose or draw last night, the match between Jeff Hardy and Randy the penis fondler was always going to happen no matter the result of last night's match. The only danger to Jeff Hardy in last night's match was himself, the mad bastard.
Made a grave mistake, Corey.
So the commentary team are going on about how it was Jeff Hardy's dream to be inside Hell in a Cell, and then Corey Graves, who I owe an apology to after yesterday's WTF moments where I wrongly said he was talking about Hurricane Katrina, when of course he was talking about a cocktail called a hurricane. But the fact that many of you out there on Twitter had to point that out to me, a 25-year-old man who drinks 7 times a week, proves that the grave mistake was justified. Corey Graves, leave no room for doubt next time, will you? I'm 26 as well. Anyway, Corey claimed that when Jeff was talking about his dream of being inside Hell in a Cell, he would never have dreamt of being inside the Hell in a Cell with somebody as evil and maniacal as Randy Orton. Well, he's not going to be in there with Heath Slater, is he, Corey? This isn't 2K18 where weird stuff like that happens. Jeff knew what he was getting himself in for when he made that claim about his dreams, and he knows fine well that on Sunday he's going to fall off something really high and die.
Made a grave mistake, Corey.
So according to Corey Graves, Shinsuke Cultaholic picks up a win against Jeff Hardy in a match that means absolutely nothing whatsoever. Jeff Hardy might as well not turn up on Sunday for his Hell in a Cell match with Randy Orton. Corey Graves, what the hell are you talking about? So by saying this, Corey Graves, you're saying that any sports team that loses the match before a cup final shouldn't turn up for the cup final itself. Despite the fact that in the match before the cup final, you know, like Shinsuke Nakamura versus Jeff Hardy on last night's SmackDown Live, Jeff Hardy in the match before his cup final might not be given 100%, so he's got plenty of energy left in his bastard tank. You saying that, Corey, is the most backwards thing I've heard since... backwards. It's 2018 and that's the main event of SmackDown Live. That there is a match that nobody on the planet Earth wants to see. That there, my friends, is a WTF moment, and I don't know what else to say. Remember now, in just a short couple of months, when Survivor Series season is in full swing, WWE will claim that stuff like this, with Raw adverts airing on SmackDown Live and SmackDown Live adverts airing on Raw, did not happen. Watch, there they'll be in the middle of the ring, Raw and SmackDown arguing like a couple of Mexicans over the custody of a small child on the way to settling their dispute in a ladder match at SummerSlam or Survivor Series, and they'll claim that none of this happened, even though it did, and I'll moan about it and you'll watch, and that's how it works on the WTF moments. I swear to God I didn't do cocaine before coming in here. So next we move on to Uncle Al, and Uncle Al claims that Samoa Joe knows what his biggest weakness is, and that biggest weakness, of course, is his short temper. And according to Uncle Al, Samoa Joe knows the easiest way for Uncle Al to lose his temper is to talk about his family, and that, my friends, is absolute bollocks. If you really want to get him, Joe, Madden, pull his pants down, metaphorically, of course, you dirty diddler. That's right, get on Madden, beat him, have him rage quit and cry like a pathetic little boy. Hang on, I mean phenomenal one. Cool, that, innit? Becky Jericho showed up on last night's SmackDown Live, which is a massive case of gimmick infringement, if I've ever seen one. As we all know, Jericho's dressed up as Rey Mysterio, Bushi, and Penta El Zero Miedo in recent times, and Becky Lynch turned up at last night's SmackDown Live dressed up as Under Becky. The female Undertaker. Emo Becky. Becky Goth? I don't know, but having her come out with the people like she did last night on SmackDown Live just proves once again that she is a woman of the people, as I try to spin the story I'm being told into the story I want to hear. Isn't that right, Road Dogg, you bellend? Who knew that Samoa Joe had access to, or even owns his own publishing company? Has he joined the Authors of Pain? While this segment was absolutely fantastic, the logic behind it was like Baron Corbin's hair. It was bloody missing. This is just yet another example of WWE thinking, oh, that'll look really cool, that, but not thinking about the logistics behind said cool. And with that segment ending on that image there, it looks like Samoa Joe is one of those dirty fan fiction writers, and that is a sentence I never ever thought I'd say.
Made a grave mistake, Corey.
Do you know how to make pancakes other than with the ingredients to make pancakes? Corey Graves asks. Aye. That's stuff you just add water to. Or Aunt Bessie and have ready-made pancakes you just stick in the microwave. There's plenty of ways, you uncultured swine. Blind tag by name, blind tag by nature, as nobody apart from Tom Phillips and his massive stiffy and me actually saw it happen. Not even Mike Chioda. He is old though, poor Mike. We should expect this sort of thing from him, the poor knackered old goat. Rusev Day! Going to Hell in a Cell and they're going to win. So in my opinion, Carmella has been a bloody fantastic heel for a very long time. I know you're sat there going, Ross, she cannot wrestle, but I think she's really entertaining, right? And one of the most underrated superstars on the main roster today. She's gone through a face turn though of the past couple of weeks. After 2 years of being a massive heel on WWE's main roster, Carmella is now a bona fide face. And what got her there? One comment from Maryse. I tell you what though, I bet Rowland, Tolkien and Dickens are sweating bullets right now, because with storytelling like this, WWE have proven they're really bad at telling stories. So next up we have R-Truth saying to Almas, oh hey Almas, look at how big me cock is, pal, look at me sick cartwheel. That's what he said. And in return, Almas was like, I don't think so, R-Truth, your cock's not that big, pal, because my cock's bigger. Watch this cartwheel backflip kick thing. That's tickety-boo, that, pal. And because WTF moments don't always have to be negative, this one's going in because it was amazing. It took my breath away and made Sam Driver, who likes Grappletons from Japan, say, wowzers, I've just made a mess of my trousers. Creep. I can't believe it, they're calling Kevin Owens and Natalia's team in the Mixed Match Challenge Team Pause, when I think it was Sasha Banks on Instagram said, rightfully so, they should be called Owen's Heart. They made a right mess of that one, haven't they? And just like the knobhead who comes back to the party after you kicked him out for pissing on the radiator, there was one hell of an unwelcomed return on last night's SmackDown Live, and it was the words on the promos. I've only got one thing to say about those: go away and die in a pit of fire.
Made a grave mistake, Corey.
Corey Graves said that Maryse was a two-time women's champion, when in fact she was a two-time Divas champion. Different belts, one's liked, one's loathed. To the supposed main event of the show we go, and why on earth was the referee not counting to 10 while Maryse was rolling to the outside with The Miz on the stick, working the stick, the shaft, all sorts. She was outside the ring, The Miz was talking, the referee should have been counting Maryse out because The Miz was not involved in the match whatsoever. Was the referee lost under The Miz's spell? Was the referee captivated by The Miz's beautiful eyes and skin? I think so. The referee in that main event fancied The Miz, so much so he couldn't do his job. You need to pass it on to Vince McMahon so he can rattle that unprofessional bastard and get him back in line. This has been a mess, hasn't it? I've been Ross from Cultaholic.com. Thank you for sitting through this nonsense. Bye. If you want to follow me on Twitter, and I don't know why you would after that, you can follow me at Ross on Wrestling. If you like what we do here at Cultaholic, it's patreon.com/Cultaholic. Anything you thought to give us would be greatly appreciated, and we'll love you forever. But most importantly of all, do not forget to join us and follow us everywhere on the world of the social media.